Hi everyone, it's Ola from Creative Mama Trip. Today we're going to do some leaf impressions. I prepared some for you so you can see what you can achieve with this technique. I will put a link in the description below who I got inspiration from. It's a lovely lady from Instagram. And yeah, we can definitely make some really cool impressions and artwork which you can later on use in your art journal or even playing with your toddlers and all the kids. So this is the first one, and I ripped the edges to make it a little bit of a postcard size. Here's black so you can just fill it in, and I thought it would be lovely to get something like this in mail. So yeah, I think I'm going to send it to a friend. These two, so this one was here, so you have a little bit of a purple and pinks coming in as oranges, but I really don't mind it. Yeah, so you have two leaves here, and they can be used as the picture, so you can frame it or even work a little bit later on it. So here is another one, and I divide pages into two sections. So we have pinks and blues and purples on this side, and yellows, greens, and a little bit of deep yellow on this side, and you can see the impressions here. I will show you also how to get those marks, because this is just an outcome of the process. So here's one that I made on a sketchbook paper. I find it wasn't as good as the watercolor paper, because these three were made on a watercolor paper, and because the paper is ready and prepared to soak a lot of water, whereas the sketchbook is not. It's supposed to be drawn on rather than painted on. It's still okay. I painted or draw on the lines afterwards. Here I tried with a little bit of white paint marker, but it was kind of disappearing on the paint, and I just switched to a black one. But I really like how it turned. So here you can see the white and black, and here's only black, and I really like both of them. So maybe I will put white lines on this side as well. So here's also a sketchbook, which works. You see that this one is very good. This leaf was very big and didn't want to stick to paper that much. That's why the impression is very subtle, but nevertheless I like it, and I think it would be really nice to, especially if you do it with your child, to frame it and hang it in a kid's bedroom. You can make different color variations. I want to try today single color or single tone, so a little bit, or maybe dark black and grays. So yeah, what do you need to start? So I got this cheap watercolor paper from Action. So here's this one is from Action, and these two are good watercolor paper from the art store, and I don't really see the difference. So the grain is a little bit bigger here, which I don't really mind. I think it's also nice, but I wanted to make this work and this creative process as accessible as it is possible for you, and I think everyone has Action around the corner, and it's quite easy to go. Of course you can use better quality watercolor paper, but it's not necessary. I also use the paintbrush, of course. I have 2 glasses of water, one for dirty and one to clean the brush. I have just a copy paper, so any printer paper, sorry. And I have some leaves. So these I picked from the ground, so you can see they were not so nice. In the park the other day, and you know, the leaves on the trees are still young and they still getting yeah, they're still growing, so I just didn't want to pick any leaves from the tree, so that's why I went on a hunt and collected some from the ground. When I was doing the previous work, I've noticed the leaves that were pressed and they were really flat in between the book or underneath the very heavy book to work better. So I put them in between the pages or in the heavy book, and I just left them. They're quite fragile. They're still not completely dry, but dry enough to stick to the paper and stay flat. So my recommendation is, when you get your leaves, put them underneath, maybe between the newspaper pages and underneath some heavy book, and that will make your leaves flat. You don't really have to keep it underneath the book for long. In a couple of hours was enough. For one day it's definitely enough. I forgot my watercolors. I'll be right back. So sorry about that. So I have 2 sets of watercolor paints. Well, watercolors. One that's quite a good brand, that's Van Gogh, and it's a proper watercolor. Sorry. Watercolors from the art store. I closed it when it was too wet. But you can also have just simple watercolor. This is my son, so it's a Faber-Castell. It's quite okay brand. It's not the basic watercolors, it's a little bit more fancy. And I use those ones for those prints, so they turn out very good. So you don't need to buy proper watercolors. You can just use the simple ones, and they're good enough. And I'm going to use these ones as well today. Okay, so let's get started. Can you see? Okay, so first what I'm gonna do is wet my paper, and you can use any brush. This is like a simple brush. I think it's also from Action. My son is using it a lot with these watercolor sets, so he really liked it. I stole it from him, so that's why I think it would be nice to use it with your child, because I think even 2-year-olds are big enough to do this project, and it's so nice. I give you very quick results and instant gratification, which is super nice. Okay, I didn't do it till to the edges. I really like the white edge around. So I think I'm going to go for oranges. And what you have to do is just make some marks, and if you want to have bigger ones, there you just tap your brush in the same spot. Okay, I will go for yellow. And just go in between and a little bit on the sides. Okay, I think that's enough. And I'm going to go to light green. I need to clean it because my little one likes to mix colors. So I hope everyone is doing well. And let me know, how did you find the previous video? Did you like it? Did you manage to find some free time to create a mandala? This is a perfect technique to use for mandala as well. So you can, once you create your background, you can also just cut it into small pieces and then use it as a mandala parts, like we did with the magazine. That would look really nice. Maybe we can do it some other time. Maybe a little bit pink. I'll clean it again. Oh, that's nice. Okay. So a little bit more, a few more spots. Okay, I think I'm ready. Maybe I can add a little bit more water to dilute everything and kind of blend the colors a little bit more. So I dip in my dirty water and then in my clean water, so the brush doesn't turn muddy. A little bit more water here. These are the same colors, so, well, same family of colors. So it should be fine. Okay. So this is my background, I'm ready. And I just want to press the leaves into the paper and just let it sit. This one here. And that one here. So you can leave it as it is and you will dry, because my leaves are very flat. They, you can see they stuck into the paper very nicely. But what I'm going to do, because I really like those marks, and they are created by putting another page. So they were like this. So you get a second really nice page that can be used for collage or any artwork. But I'm going to put a fresh page of a printer paper and just smooth it out. So you can see the paint is coming out. You can pick a little bit. So it's picking the nice colors and makes this nice edge around the leaf. So I'm going to put it aside and we'll start another one. We have 4 more leaves that I prepared, so maybe I will, this one was whole, I turned it accidentally, but maybe I just put it in the middle like this. I will join it together so it's yeah, it would be like a crown. And I think I will go for blues and greens this time. So again, I will wet my page, and if it's a little bit, my clean water turned a little bit dirty now as well, but it's not enough to influence the color that much, so I don't really mind. the more you wet the page, the better colors are going to blend. So you can really make puddles on your page, and watercolor paper is brilliant for these kind of techniques because it's made to be wet and soggy. Right, so okay, that's enough. Just wet my color. See how it's going away. I really like this. Really like this effect. And you can just finish with one color, but I think I will go for dark blue. They really blend nicely together. I really like that. And maybe a little bit of a green, just to break the blues a little bit. And a little bit more water. Oh. Okay. I think I'm done. So put this part first here, and this one on the top. So it doesn't really matter if your leaf is broken, so I need to turn it a little bit. See, there's already leaf start printing a little bit. Just super nice. It's very quick and easy. And let's leave this one out. So I will squeeze the paint a little bit from underneath the leaf. Press it very hard, so we will see a difference in two techniques. So we have one technique that we put a page on the top of the leaf, so we have those white spots and lines, and the other one that we just let it dry completely out without pressing anything. So I'll put it on this side, and we have two more leaves, and I'm going to do it again on watercolor paper, because I want to make two cards out of it for my friends. It's always nice to get something different rather than just a bill in a post. And I really like this edge, so maybe later on I will get the ruler and just tear those pages. So I will leave a little bit more of a gap on this side. So I have two leaves, and I want this card to be folded in half. So if you want the card to be open properly, then you have to put your leaf on this side. And let's say this is the middle, so I think I will put my leaf somewhere here. So when I fold it, the part of the leaf is going to stick out a little bit, which I really like. That it's not all in, but it makes it a little bit more natural feel and look when it's sticking out a little bit more on the side. Okay, I just want it a little bit more. What colors Maybe purple this time. One of my friends love purple and pink, so I will make a pink and purple card. A little bit like a unicorn card. And you don't really have to put a lot of paint. You can also leave those white spots in between, but then your leaf impression is going to be only where the paint is. So a little bit more pink. I want to blend a little bit more. Get closer to purple. And I like those dark spots, so I'll make a little bit more, and I'll go again with the purple because now I have a lot of pink. And just so you can build up on layers as well. See, I will have a light and dark purple. If you get more paint and your brush is drier, then your color is going to be more vibrant as well. Okay, I think this is it. I'm happy with that. So I just put a leaf here and just press it good. So once it's dry, a paint is going to pick up all those veins from underneath the leaf. So this is something that you should pay attention while you're picking your leaves. The ones they have good veins and very visible veins are going to be better rather than those flat ones, because they don't. You will get the leaf impression by just a shape. There will be no veins. Okay, I will leave it to dry as it is as well, and we'll see later on what is going to happen and what we're going to get from this. And the same from this, and this one is also broken, but I really like that, so maybe I'll put it like this way, so a little bit the other way, and I will make it brown, an autumny color. And this time I just put the color first and then I'm going to wet it, so you will see what's going to happen. So I just put one color for the base. Now I just wet my brush to dilute the color. So there's plenty of techniques that you can try. If you sprinkle the salt on a wet paint, you will also get very nice results. You can maybe try it some other time. You can also combine it with drying leaf impression technique. So you can just use one color, but I like that watercolors blend into each other and and they're not so how to say it, like they don't have very clear borders, and maybe a tiny bit of black, just a bit here and there. Not too much. Okay, so wait until I can also do this to blend the colors and make them a little bit joined together. Okay, so I'm happy with that, but I like this is a back and this is a front more, so I would turn my card around and I'm going to press. I think this is a little bit dry here, so I'll make it wet. I'll add a little bit of paint to make sure that I will get a good impression from the leaf, and I put it right next to the border and then press hard. Try not to touch your paint, only the leaf. Then you pick up the color with your finger as well. Okay, so I think we're done. I had only a few leaves for you to show, but you can play with it definitely much more. I will wait until those dry, and they dry pretty quickly, so maybe 1-2 hours they should be dry. If you touch it and it feels cool and cold, that means they're still wet. So I will wait until the page is warm before you pick up the leaf. I will wait with this one. I will put the first one that we did, I will put it underneath the heavy book so it get flat, because it starts bending a little bit. So to make sure the leaves press very good. And for the rest, the 3 others should be fine, because they're outside and they dry very quickly. And it's quite warm inside as well. So maybe I'll put them in the sun to speed up the whole process a little bit more. And I will get back to you again to get the leaves out to see the results. Okay, see you soon. Hello, I'm back. So the paper is dry. It's still a little bit cool, but it's okay. I cannot wait to see the results, so I'm going to do it a little bit quicker. But you can definitely let it free sit outside for a day to make sure that it's completely dry. And if you see like the paper curled up a little bit here and here, you can definitely iron it to make it more flat. You can just put a wax paper on the bottom and on the top, and put the paper in between, and just iron it on a hot setting without the steam, and that will get your paper nice and flat. So as you can see, the leaf is soaked in moisture from the paint, and it's a little bit damp now, and it's more wet. Oh, it's wetter than it was before. So let's have a look what we have. Oh, that's nice. I like that. I don't know if you can see here. So I'm going to fold it like here, so it's going to be, I'll wait until it dries completely, but it's a pretty nice card. If you can make maybe hand lettering on the bottom, maybe hello. It's a very autumny card. Let's take another one, maybe this one. So this leaf is also still damp, and the page is a little bit cold, so I left it sit for 1 hour, so it's not really that long to get dry, but oh, that's nice. You can see that the paint didn't dry completely in those 3 spots. It's okay, I will leave it out and it will get dry, but you can really see the impression of the leaf here. It's just a completely different texture than it is on the other side, and I don't want to fold it too much, but let's have a look how the card is going to. Ooh, I like that. It's a very dreamy card. And the big one, it's also a little bit cool, but mostly what the leaf is. Oh, can see also a little bit, couple of spots that are still tiny bit wet here and there. Oh, but this one's nice. It's really nice. It's a great way to keep your leaves. So yeah, this is the one that we covered with the paper, and I can feel, and maybe you can see it's still a little bit damp in here. It got a little bit dry, but I really want to see. So this page I'm going to keep and use in my collage, in my art journal. So just put it on the side. So see, when you put the page on top, you get those kind of water marks a little bit outside, and the leaf is more pronounced because the page from the top stuck to the watercolor paper that was wet. Ooh. And the last one. Oh, that's nice. I like. Okay. So this one, you know, it's not completely wet. It's a little bit damp, but in half an hour it will be completely dry. But I really like that. It would be nice for also for the big card. Or you can cut it in small sections. It's a really nice way to use for the gift cards, you know, the gift tags that you have, to put next to your birthday present or a Christmas present, even to give a little bit of nature during winter season. So these are all 4 pages that we've made. I hope you enjoyed that, and I would love to see your results. So please tag Creative Mama Tribe on Facebook or share your results on Instagram. So Creative Mama Tribe on Instagram, Facebook also Creative Mama Tribe, and you can share it underneath the event for today. And also you can send me email creativemamatribe@gmail.com or just send me a private message as well. So I'll be happy to see your results and what you do with your papers after you're done. Hope you like it, and see you next week. Bye bye.